Welcome back to the Soft Tissue Revolution podcast version 2.0, where we teach manual therapists a new treatment system that does focus on working smarter, not harder, which will allow you to cut your treatment times by at least 50% so you can stay healthy and help a hell of a lot more people get out of pain. My name is Dr. Matt Maggio. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the show. Let's get right into it. Full price or free. Never, ever, any discounts. So the problem with discounts, I want to look at this from the client's perspective and from your perspective as the provider. This week, I want to just kind of give you some real good knowledge bombs or nuggets to help you along the journey, because I see people making this mistake. I've made this mistake as well, and it just can mess with so many aspects of your business and your practice. So the problem with a discount for the client, number one, is they don't value it too much. You know, people that pay less for things tend to not value them as well. They also don't take it as serious because it's cheaper. Another thing that happens is they think they have an upper hand on you because they haggled you down, got a really good price. And often these people just want way more in return. They want you to like bend over backwards and drive to their house and rub their feet and give them extra things, all this extra stuff. And they ain't paying jack shit. They're paying a discounted price, but they think they're entitled to this huge amount of things because you're just so lucky to have them. And they gave you your money, even if it was a discounted rate. A quick side note from a lesson that I had on clients that pay more versus cheaper ones. So back, I think it was like beginning of 2017, I went into this idea called a case fee model. The idea behind the case fee model was I was getting tired of going visit by visit, and I really just wanted to get paid to solve the problem instead of like trying to have each visit and see how it goes and stretches it out. So we came up with this idea called the case fee model, where basically the client paid for all their treatments in advance, got them committed. It also allowed us to get paid more accordingly from where it was. When it was all said and done, we usually averaged around $150 per visit, and that was working 15 or 20 minute sessions. You're probably like, oh, I could never do that. Well, that's a whole different podcast. We'll go through that. That's just some limiting beliefs that you tell yourself, and you're just selling your time and not what you're actually doing. But it was very interesting. These people paid up to between $3,000 to $5,000 for all their treatment up front. And those clients did better. They were easier to deal with, and they saw the process all the way through. And here's the interesting thing. My old pricing patients, you know, the OGs, the people that were with me from the beginning, the people that I did everything for, that I was just, I discounted, I gave my soul, I gave everything I had for them. They were expecting me to do way more and do everything for them. And you know what? They always bitched and complained about the price. And they were paying way less than these other people, but they bitched and complained more and took up way more of my bandwidth. So what happens when you discount as the provider? First off, it fucks with your own self-worth, because you're telling your subconscious that you're willing to discount what you do. What you do isn't as valuable. And it's telling your subconscious that, hey, you're not as valuable, so maybe you're just not as good. Then you go into this whole spiral of self-doubt and negative talk, all that bullshit out there that really messes with you. But that stuff really can fuck with you on a whole different level. Another thing it does is it just makes you cringe when dealing with the clients that ask for or insist on a discount. And it gets you stuck in what I call the commodity trap of pricing to stay competitive or affordable. And then you're pretty much looked at as the same as everybody else around you. You might be like, well, I'm better. I have more skills. I've taken every seminar out there possible. I'm the best of the best. Good luck with that. You might be able to put your cups on there a little bit special than somebody else. You might have just a finer touch, but you really ain't making that much more than the other person out there, because you're still considered a commodity. You're still providing a service. You're not solving problems. I talk about this all the time. You have to solve problems, and then the price doesn't really matter. So what happens is everyone looks at you as the same as everyone around you. And when that happens, the lowest price usually wins out because that's how people decide on price. I always say price is what you pay, value is what you get. And it also just keeps you broke and it keeps you frustrated. You're stuck in this scarcity mindset that I talk about, that you think if you don't give this client what they ask for, the discount, that they're going to leave. And oh my God, you'll never be able to find another client. There isn't another person in your area that has a problem that wants to pay full price and actually get it solved. You could never, ever get to that point. Can you imagine that? No, that's some bullshit that fucks with you too. It's a completely irrational thought. Oh man. Yeah, there's a lot to say on this. I actually took some notes today too. So quick side note on the horrible demographic that I like to refer to as a price demon. These are the people that you want to avoid at all costs. They're always looking for the best deal or the lowest price. They always think they're missing out and they could have got a better price, and they haggle and they stress and they go out of their way and they do all this shit. And it's like, they're never sure that it's going to be the best. So they're never getting the best, but then they're always like, oh, I got the best price. So hey, I'm showing this guy what's up. The person you're buying, they don't give a fuck about you either, because you just beat them into submission. And there's no loyalty whatsoever with these people. And like I said before, they want you to give them the world for little or no price. And they also tend to hang out with other price demons who are the same way. And they might even refer their price demon friend into you to get that awesome discount or that low price as well. Now you got a whole practice of discounted price demons, which sucks, keeps you broke, keeps you frustrated, and makes you think you're not as good as you are. So is there a time to ever give a discount? Whew, not really. Only in one situation. Maybe if you're an American loving patriot like me. I love America. I think it's the greatest country in the world. I love our freedoms and everything that we have. But you want to give back to those that possibly served in the military, that made the ultimate sacrifice. Those people, I think they get shit on a lot, especially by the VA system and things like that. Try to give back the best that you can. Then you can consider offering a discount for them. How I would handle that, though, is I don't advertise what I offer. I don't advertise that I offer like said discount. And I also avoid those veterans that lead in right away with asking if we offer a military discount. Because in all honesty, a lot of those people are lousy that never did much of anything in the military, and they think they're entitled to all these extra perks just because they did that. I do offer, after I find out what they did, like if they were actually in the military, and those people end up really being like what I call salt of the earth people, like just good, humble people. And then I offer them a slight discount. And a lot of times they don't even want it. Or if they do accept it, they are super grateful. So I never start with someone that reaches out and like, hey, I'm a veteran. Do I get a discount? It's like, fuck you. Like I don't, it's not fuck you. That's mean to say, but those people, they're not really that great of people, and they're just trying to get whatever they can, all those perks. Most of the people that are really good, they're not going to lead with asking for that discount. So that'd be the only time that I would ever consider giving a discount. So what about the free stuff? What about giving treatment for free? I would definitely use this strategically, and it helped me to scale multiple clinics with this approach. So basically what I did was, when I got started, is I get linked up with personal trainers like all over my city and my town. And I take the time to educate them about how I can help them with their clients, about what sets me apart, what makes me unique and specialized to get the best possible treatment and not have their client wash out. That's a big thing. If you go to a personal trainer and their client is injured, they want to try to fix the injury themselves. It never works. It ends up getting worse. And then they end up just leaving and they never come back. So if you can explain to the client that, not the client, the personal trainer, how you can help and keep them coming back, they're going to understand that as well. So what I like to do is I offer the personal trainer themselves a complimentary or no charge functional evaluation. See, I use words like no charge or complimentary because it takes away the free side of that, and it just has a different like notation to it. And it's a functional evaluation, and I help point out like what's going on with their bodies and where there's limitations, where the problem is, and how I can help. And then after I'm done, I actually offer them a series of treatments at no charge so they can experience what it does and what sets it apart. So then it kicks in two really awesome things. One of my favorite books of all time is a book called Influence by Robert Cialdini. I don't think I ever say his name right, but he talks about there's 7 types of influence to help people along the journey to do the things that they need to do, help you, you help them. One of them is the rule of reciprocity. The idea behind reciprocity is like, hey, if I do something for you, inherently you want to give something back. And that's what happened a lot with these personal trainers. Like, I was treating them at no charge and they felt obligated to do that, even though I wasn't bringing that out like, hey, if you send me this many people, I'll do that. I was just doing it and putting it out there, knowing that law of reciprocity would come back tenfold. And then there's another rule in there called the law of social proof, where other people are doing it, so it must be good. So nothing's better than your trainer who's experienced the treatment, had great results. They tell their client about it. They're like, hey, this is the best thing I've ever seen. It's going to help you so much. Boom. Now that client, there's no barriers or no hard bars of entry to get in to come see you. They already know that social proof is there. So a couple of wisdom nuggets to finish up the show. Instead of offering a discount, add to do more in what I call your offer. One thing we do in our office is I created this 6-week program called the Postural Transformation Program. It took me a couple hours to create it, some videos and some ideas. And basically we teach people, how to move better, how to drink water, how to sit properly, just like little things there. It took me some time to build it, but then I add that in. I'm like, hey, I'm going to add the postural training program in there for you. It really helps them feel like they're getting more value, especially when they ask for a discount. Be like, hey, instead of a discount, how about I add this in there? It took me some time to build it, but once it's done, it's there, and it really adds into that value. Number 2, when they do ask for a discount, how would I respond? I just say, hey, well, my landlord doesn't give me a discount on my rent. So I just avoid these people at all costs. I used to haggle with them, and then it just pissed me off, and I didn't want to deal with them, and I'd see them on my schedule. I'm like, you fucking took advantage of me. You haggled with me. You're not a good client. You don't refer anybody in. You're cheap as fuck, and you always complain about the price. Like, just avoid those people at all costs. And lastly is just get yourself the fuck out of the commodity trap. Quit trying to get compared to other people and what they do. You're always going to get compared on price, and you're never going to get any real loyalty. Get so fucking good at what you do. Have a unique set of skills where the price doesn't matter because you're solving problems. That's all I got for you guys. So share the show with anyone else that it might help. Go grab our free training modules. They're better than any other paid course out there. I can say that honestly. I've taken a million courses. I've watched a bunch of bullshit on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, and those courses aren't even close to what we offer in our free training. And then when you do download the free training, here's something that you could actually do. You could actually go through the training modules. A lot of people don't go through all of them because they're like, well, it's free. See, the problem I did with free, when I put it for free, people don't take it as seriously, but there's some really good stuff in there. And once you go through those and you're ready to become unfucking deniable and a true problem solver, you can come and learn from me to take your skill set to a whole new level you would never imagine and transform not just your own practice in business, but your treatment process, and start getting on the path to solving problems. And lastly, close it out every week with this message. Go out there and be great this week. It's the only thing that pays. Appreciate you guys listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. Thanks so much for listening. If you want help on the path to being able to double your income, all while working 50% less and being taken seriously as a healthcare provider, I have some great resources for you. Number 1, get access to our free training modules and introduction to my system, the Peak Method. Number 2, subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Soft Tissue Revolution. Links to all of this can be found in the show notes. Lastly, if you like the show, please leave us a 5-star review and share it with others that you know it could help.